to keep them sharp is a must. A safe knife is a sharp knife, and if you need to sharpen your knives and you don't have a steel or a whetstone, here's a quick fix. This 8-inch cook's knife is pretty ordinary, needs a good sharpen, and I've got to push it really hard to cut a slice of tomato. So that needs a quick sharpen. A non-slip mat on the bench, and select a porcelain plate. Porcelain's made from ceramic material, super hard. They make knives with this stuff. Put it down, upside down. Now we're going to use this hard bottom rim to sharpen the knife. So what we do, we go at 15 to 20 degrees from the heel to the tip on one edge, and we'll do that 10 times. It's not speed or pressure, it's just getting it at the right angle. And then flip it over, and again from heel to tip, 15 to 20 degrees. Do the 10 strokes at least 3 more times on both sides of the knife, and then check for sharpness. After you've done the correct number of strokes, you can feel there's a really good edge on that. Give that a rinse and we'll do a test. And if you have a look here, you'll see porcelain is so much harder than steel. You'll see some fragments of metal being placed onto that little edge, which is fine. We can do a little paper test. And yeah, that's sharp. Bring back those tomatoes and we can do another little test here now. Wow, just absolutely, that is sensational. A ripe tomato, and yeah, there we are on the back of a plate. It's a quick fix, not as good as a steel or a whetstone, but it gets you out of trouble.
Let's do the little paper trick. Okay. I think it's sharp. All right, can I be honest with you? As a chef, I don't like to use whetstones to sharpen my knives. I know how to use them, but I don't like that it takes me 30 minutes to sharpen a knife from start to finish, whereas it can just take me 5 minutes if I just use an electrical sharpener, and there's nothing wrong with using this thing. It works, I think, just as well as using these, and I'm gonna show you how to use it. So this is a 3-stage electrical sharpener. It sharpens your blades at a 15-degree angle. You pass it through the first stage until you start to feel a burr, and then I usually pass it through the second and third stages anywhere from 20 to 30 times.
Here's how you sharpen a kitchen knife with a whetstone. This is a whetstone. It's an abrasive block that's going to grind the metal on the edge of your knife and form a brand new edge. We're going to start with a 220 grit whetstone. This guy is going to do the heavy lifting, but it's going to leave the edge pretty rough. Soak it in water for a few minutes, then set the knife on it at 15 degrees for a Japanese knife or 20 degrees for a Western knife. With a slight amount of pressure from your opposite hand along the edge, gently run the knife back and forth along the block, starting at the heel. Keep going until you raise a rough burr, and then work section by section all the way down to the tip of the knife. At the tip, it helps to increase your angle a little bit. Flip the knife over, do the exact same thing on the other side. Now you have a sharp knife, but the edge is very rough. So we're going to move to 1000 grit. This is a great place to finish your Western knives, or to polish up your Japanese knives for the next step. Repeat the exact same process, but this time the burr will be finer. If you want to go above and beyond with your Japanese knife, you can go to a finer stone, 4000, 6000, 8000, whatever you like. Strop the knife on leather or hone it on a ceramic rod to remove the leftover burr. Test your knife on paper or a vegetable, and now your knife is sharp.
So you guys, here's a pro tip. If your knife is dull, you can't cut anything, right? It needs to be sharpened. Don't take it to the sharpening places, waste too much money on it. Just take a ceramic cup or a plate and you can just sharpen your knife in the back of the ceramic cup or plate. This is what we do back home to sharpen our knives. And now this will cut like butter. That's my pro tip of the day.
Just get 1000 grit. The 1000 grit is good enough for any household knife. This actually has to get soaked for about 20 minutes minimum. A tub full of water, in the water like this. You're gonna start seeing little air bubbles come out of the stone. A paper towel, and our stone. Best thing to do is to get 3 coins, just using quarters. Lean your knife up against the quarters like this. This is the angle that you want to sharpen your knife at, like this. This hand, to actually hold the knife, I'm only actually applying pressure when I push down from this hand. When it comes back, there's no pressure, just like this. I like to keep the corners. Once in a while, I'll bring my knife back up to the quarters and make sure that the angle is still the same. Sharpen, 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 and then check. Now we're gonna do the other side. The quarters are down here, the knife is flipped. That same angle on this side as well. I like to use a cork. Get your knife like this, run the knife through the cork. The cork actually removes this burr. Clean new edge.